obviously, I'll start the injuries. Greedy has a shoulder injury, Taki shoulder, and then Denzel groin. Very, very frustrating, very disappointed not to play better than that. Guys played hard, but tip my cap to them. They did a better job. So really frustrating, but it's where we are. Take any questions you guys have.
Thanks, Coach. First one from Jake Trotter. Jake, do we have you?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Rob?
Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin, I was asking you to kind of go through what the offensive game plan was tonight.
Yeah, score some points. Obviously, just whatever it was, Jake, didn't work. Wasn't good enough. Run, pass, just wasn't good enough. And, got the quarterback sacked too many times, didn't convert on third down, didn't get into a rhythm. So it was not good enough.
It was noticeable in the first half how seldom Nick Chubb was used. I think he had 4 carries at halftime. Didn't seem like he was injured. So what was the reasoning for using him so little in the first half, especially as the passing game was kind of becoming a disaster there?
Yeah, he early on, he got a little banged up with a rib injury. He was able to play through it, but he needed some rest.
Thank you, Jake. We'll go to Cam Justice.
But what went into the decision?
I'm sorry, Cam, can you start over? I didn't hear you at first.
Sorry about that. What went into your decision tonight to start James Hudson there at right tackle over Blake Hance?
Yeah, James had good moments for us this season. Felt like he was getting better. Obviously, I know what the stat line looks like, but I'm not going to put all that on him. But he's a young player that we expect to continue to get better.
Is there any consideration in the game as it went on and you saw that struggle building up against TJ Watt, especially to maybe switch it up, get Blake Hance in there and try him out, or was the game plan already set?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about those type of things, Cam, but we just it's again not on one person in any way. There, we just have to be better.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cam. Dan Lobby, go ahead.
Hey, Kevin. First of all, I apologize for any background noise. They're playing another press conference in the background here. My question is, when everything went down yesterday and you guys got eliminated, did you deliver a message to your team, and how did you guys deal with that?
Yeah, Dan, I think the guys obviously understood what happened yesterday. But we came out here to get a win. That's why we came out here, and fully recognize what changed yesterday. But the effort was there. We just didn't come through here.
Thank you, Dan. Ashley Bastock is next.
Hey, Kevin, just to kind of follow up on Dan's question there. I mean, after the last 24 or so hours and then a disappointing loss like this today, I guess just where do you guys go this next week? Where do you guys go from here?
Yeah, I think, Asher, we'll talk about those type of things, obviously, tomorrow and next week, but got another game on the schedule, and we got to make sure that we compete against Cincinnati next week.
Thanks, Ashley. Nate Ulrich has our next question.
Hey, Kevin, how would you describe Baker's night, and what was with all the batted passes?
Yeah, obviously they batted a bunch of balls. We got to. It's one of those things you got to, as a quarterback, you got to always be thinking about your eyes and those type of things. And then if the guys jump offensive line wise, we got to make sure that we keep their hands down and jump them and hit them when they jump, those type of things. But they just seem to make a few plays there.
Appreciate it, Nate. Scott Petrick, you're up.
Hey, Kevin, did the fact that Nick was banged up early change your game plan, or was the game plan to come out throwing as much as you did?
Yeah, I mean, it was a factor in some of those things. I don't want to overstate that either, though. We just could not sustain drives, stay on the field, those type of things.
I mean, the question is because we talked during the week, they had the last ranked run defense. So why wasn't that more of a priority coming out of the gate?
Yeah, we just felt like we had some opportunities, Scott. Then we kind of got down a distance a few times there, behind the chains.
Thanks. Thank you, Scott. Mary Kay Cabot, we'll go to you.
Yeah, Kevin, at any point with Baker getting sacked so many times, did you consider taking him out or, giving him any kind of a break, worried about the shoulder and that kind of thing? And will you think about maybe resting him next week, just once again, mostly because of the shoulder injury?
Yeah, Mary Kay, I'll kind of deal with next week, but, he was battling in there again. That's on me to have that many sacks that's on me.
And did you just feel like he would have a chance to pull it out and just leave him in there and let him try to play through that?
It's obviously constant communication, making sure he's healthy enough to play and those type of things. Obviously, you get sacked 8 times, and I'm sure that doesn't feel great, but he was healthy enough to play.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. As heads up, Joel Batonio is headed to Zoom room 2 now. Back to Jake Trotter.
Yeah, Kevin, I was going to ask you about Baker next week. Well, let me ask this question. Baker's confidence right now, 4 interceptions last week, and then, taking that many sacks tonight. What do you make of it going into the final game of the season?
I'm sorry, Jake, what's the question?
Yeah, Kevin, I was going to ask you about next week with Baker, but I'll ask this question instead. After 4 interceptions last weekend, taking that many sacks tonight, the way the offense went, what do you make of Baker's confidence right now heading into the final game of the season and really, more importantly, into the offseason?
Yeah, obviously, I'm sure he's disappointed, like we're disappointed in the outcome tonight. But it's one of those things that we're going to just continue to control what we control and try to find ways to get better through this whole thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Jake. Nate Ulrich, go ahead.
Kevin, how much talk was there on with your staff and your players about Ben Roethlisberger's last game here and a chance you guys had, even with the playoffs out of the picture, a chance you guys had to kind of spoil this party with something that you guys were trying to get fired up about?
Yeah, I think the whole thing, Nate, was just trying to go out there and compete, understood what was going on with their team, but really for us, it was we had to go play well and try and find a way to get a win, and we didn't get it.
And Kevin, I want to just ask you about Clowney's penalty, because I've never seen that. Have you ever seen a guy throw a cleat like that? And what do you tell him?
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't do that. I mean, you're hurting the team. It's crazy. Not smart. He felt like he was just. I'll let him answer, but obviously he didn't feel like he was throwing it away or whatever. But it was those are tough penalties in those situations.
You have time for 2 more. Tony Grossi, Scott Patrick. Tony.
Yeah, Kevin, just wondering, you've suffered bigger losses by points, but is this the low point of your 2 years in Cleveland?
One more time, Tony. I'm sorry.
You've suffered greater losses by point margin, but would you consider this the low point of your 2 years?
Yeah, honestly, Tony, it's hard for me to think about it that way. I just kind of think about tonight, and we weren't able to get it done, and think about the reasons we weren't able to, and then turn our attention towards Cincinnati. But short of that, I can't really think about it in those terms.
Thank you, Tony. Last one, Scott Patrick.
Kevin, when you talk about blaming yourself for the sacks against Baker, how much of that is not giving James Hudson more help?
Yeah, all the above. Yeah, truly. We just have to be better. But that's really frustrating.